Welcome to Toffee TV. I am joined by Everton legend Peter Reid. Lovely to see you, Reid.
Yeah, good to be back at Goodison.
What memories of
Great
this,
memories,
of playing here?
And just with a couple of lads in there, Sharpie, Big Andy. It was always good to see Snuds and Pat Van Der Now. So it's nice. And I've got to admit, I've had a bottle of bud.
What did you make of last season, Peter? Because we were really positive in the summer and it didn't quite play out like that.
I think when the new owner come in, or major shareholder, Mr. Mashiri, I thought, very positive. I had warning bells when we bought similar players. I thought we bought similar players into the team, and obviously the start wasn't great. Always thinking football when I was watching early doors. Koeman's side played with a slow tempo, which I understand ball retention and possession. I'm all for it. But sometimes especially at Goodison Park, you've got to let them know that you're about and get at teams. So I always thought it was, wasn't sort of the way I want Everton to play. Obviously they changed it. Big Sam come in, who was a big pal of mine. I think got results, and it wasn't pretty. And the criticism I'd have as Sam is that once we were safe, in my opinion, he should have gone for it in games, especially at home. Especially at home. I think this stadium is a stadium where you want to get the crowd behind you and people off the feet. And listen, when you're safe, why not do that? So, and I don't think he really got Everton. No. I know Sam really well, and certain football clubs have certain fits, and I just don't think it was I think Howard Kendall said this place is a marriage made in Everton for him. Yeah. I don't think it was a marriage made in heaven for Sam, and I'm trying to put it the most diplomatic way I can. So obviously the board of directors and the new owner decides to change it, and Brandt comes in as a director of football, which is a European model. Looks like he might be buying most of the players. I think the coach has got to have I think in my opinion, Marcus Silva's got to have an input in that. And from the press conference I seen, they looked as though they were singing off the same hymn sheet.
I mean, like you just said, it is it is new. We've had Steve Walsh and Koeman, that didn't really seem to work. I can't remember ever actually seeing them in the same press conference, so we're already one up on that. And there was a bit of uncertainty, I think, amongst the fans who was buying the players.
Yeah. Well, it's still uncertainty now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, so, that's something that I always think, football clubs, when they're successful, and I've been at football clubs when they're successful, are right at the top, and then right with the management staff and the playing staff, and they're all football clubs should be what's on the brochure, a football club altogether, and you can't do anything unless that's the case.
Yeah. What do you think, looking at the team, and obviously Marco Silva's coming now? He's been very successful in Europe. He's had a little bit of a mixed bag in England. I mean, I think, talking to Andy Gray, and he said, he went down with Hull, but I think he gave Hull a fighting chance. I think
Mick Phelan, Mick Phelan knew well, was trying to get transfer funds. They didn't get him. I think it's fair to say Marco Silva got him in the January. Yeah. So, and that's nothing against Marco Silva. No. I'm just trying to protect Mick Phelan here. Yeah, so no, that's the case, because I think English coaches or British coaches get the short straw sometimes. So that's what I want to put out there. But it didn't. I mean, Watford did it. It didn't go well. It started really well, and I remember at Watford, they were in the lead in a majority of games, and just couldn't hold on for whatever reason. Yeah. So, but hey, listen, they decided on Marco Silva, and everybody around around the football club, and I mean supporters more than anything, have got to get behind them because that's the way it is. You've got to get behind the manager, new regime, and hopefully it goes well.
What do you think on the team-wise? What do you think Everton really need to because without saying 11 new players, what areas do you think?
See, I don't like disrespecting players because it's hard out there, but I mean, I'll give you an example. Wayne Rooney, fantastic player. Yeah. Sigurdsson, Klassen. Now, did they play in the same position? Yeah. You just cannot do that. I would like more strength, physical strength and pace. And you've got, I know you've got to pass the ball, and ball retention and picking them passes is very, very important. You'll have a look at De Bruyne in place at Manchester City, and he sees passes that, you say great, and the great Alan Ball used to do it here, see passes, and that's what, but you need that physical and that pace, because nowadays, tactically, teams are better nowadays. They drop off, so you gotta try and feed things through. But I think sometimes you've got to play a high tempo and get at them. Now, away from home, if you are gonna drop off possession, you still got to have that pace to get over the top. So I think that's pace and power with the new signings for me. And if I've got one, would it be one thing that worried me about Everton over the last few years is the lack of pace and strength in the side, and the tempo the game's played at.
Just like you mentioned Wayne Rooney there, just very quickly, looks as though he's going to move on to DC United. Do you think that's the right decision, or can you understand why he may take that decision?
I think I feel sorry for the Evertonians because he's one of our own, Mad Blue himself. We seen him when he was a youngster here, and he was different class. We didn't see the best years of him for obvious reasons. He went to Manchester United. I don't blame him for that because he kept the club going with the fee we got, But he's come back, and I you've got to say he's past his best, And it happens to us all. But he's been a great ambassador for English football, and by the way, he scored more goals than anyone else for us. And when he had a chance to pick a pass, he could pick a pass. But on the other side, can you afford a luxury player who you might think, is he past his best? That's it. Hey, listen, I've seen him play on the park, and he's made things happen. He scored goals, but then I've seen him look really leggy and get frustrated. And you think, get him off before he gets sent off. And I think that's born out of frustration. And it happens to us all.
Thank you very much, Peter Reid, for speaking to us. Cheers.